Hey witches, Jenny Love, the Rogue Witch from Broom Book and Candle. And this is the 16-question witchy tag sent to me by the fabulous Miss RavenFlower. I understand this tag's from 2016, but when RavenFlower asks you to do something, you just do it. So I'm going to give it a whirl. First question is, do you have a magical name? This is a weird question for me because Jenny Love is not my real name. I guess you can consider it my magic name. It's really my professional name because I didn't want to hand out my cards with my real name on it to strangers. That was where I sort of had a weird disconnect. I'm a little protective over my Facebook. My husband started calling me Jenny when we first started dating. I was never Jenny. I got through 39 years of my life and never was Jenny. And he calls me Jenny and he says love all the time. So I'm Jenny Love. Although sometimes he refers to me as Jenny Tough Love, but Jenny Love nonetheless. Question 2 is, where are you located? How did you get there? And were you born there? And I'm in the Hudson Valley. I was born in the Hudson Valley. I will talk specifically, again, I'm a little protective about where I am actually at, but I have a shop with a partner, the fabulous Evie Hart. We have a shop in Highland Falls, New York, which is right above the Bear Mountain Bridge, right outside of West Point Military Academy on Main Street. And that's in Orange County. That is in the Hudson Valley. I was born the county over, Rockland County. I grew up there until I was 23-ish. And then I came a little bit, into the Hudson Valley a little bit further. I am not upstate New York. This is sort of a bone of contention for us North Rockland and Orange County folks. Because if you look at a freaking map, we are not in upstate New York. We're in the Hudson Valley. Question 3, I know, is about a special jewelry or amulet that you use for spell work. No, I don't. I'm a little lazy in the jewelry department, and yeah, I'm lazy. I wear these earrings that my husband got me. They've been in my ears for 4 years, 5 years, maybe longer. Because I'm lazy, and that's the best way I can describe it. So if I had to have like a special amulet or a special piece of jewelry, that means I sort of have to keep track of it and have to have it around all the time. And yeah, I'm lazy. So no, I don't. Question 4 is, do you have a favorite place or space? And at the moment, that is my shop. We do ritual there. We just had a cacao ceremony, a sacred cacao ceremony with 10 women. It was fabulous. We do Reiki, ritual, create. It's fantastic. It's my favorite place. We tootle around there all night long, and it's really special. It's got a great vibe. It's got a great energy. I've been told there's spirits there. I've been told we're sort of a revolving door for spirits. I don't actually see spirits, but there's a woman who people see leaving my shop. It's hysterical. It's happened to more than one person. I more or less just know that they're around, and I couldn't be more happy about that. I'm thrilled. So we just like to keep them moving and keep the energy moving and keep them happy. So we're all good. Question 5 is, what is your favorite stone in a magical working? I'm really spoiled. Again, in this department, I have a shop. My partner deals in crystals and gemstones. She mines her own crystals and gemstones, for Christ's sake. So I have 400 crystals at my disposal. If I'm doing a working and I need a crystal, I go get it. Sort of spoiled. So if I have to narrow it down to a favorite, I would have to narrow it down to black tourmaline. I always have black tourmaline around when I'm doing a working because I feel like it protects the working. So I suppose that would be my go-to. Yeah, that's my go-to. Question 6 is, how long have you been practicing and how did you come to this path? And I just had this question asked to me by News 12. I have been practicing all my life. I just didn't know it was called witchcraft. So that's the best answer I can give on that. Practicing, knowing that it was witchcraft, is in the last 5 years. My first book on ceremonial magic was about 20 years ago. And I would pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down periodically. And then I read the Green Witch series by Anne Moira and was shocked at the similarities. I actually would mark things off like, yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do that. So yeah, we think that way. So I always say that the first witch I ever met is my mother, even though she doesn't call herself a witch. I was at a seminar about Italian witchcraft. The person giving the seminar, her name is Karen Crisis. She went across Italy to talk to Italian witches. So I'm very interested in Italian witchcraft because my mother is right off the boat. She came from Sicily, and I'm first generation in this country. I have Strega tattooed on the back of my neck because the witches over there, it's a way of life. The connotation witch is not, that's not what they do. They're herbalists, they're healers. They're the little old lady down the street that helps you get rid of a stomach ache, or you can't sleep, or have a baby. That sort of thing. They don't know it's witchcraft. That's just who they are. So I feel like it's been the same for me, that's just who I am. You had a problem, you cooked something for that. You know, had an altar next to your bed. I didn't know it was called an altar. I just had my favorite things arranged just so. I carried Lucky Charms in your pocket. You know, if something came to you, you were somewhere on the beach and you got a shell and you would put it in a place of honor. Like, that's what witches do, right? Question 7 is, do you have a favorite god, goddess, deity? And I have Hecate and Santissima Muerte as sort of the muscle in my house. I have depictions of them, statues of them, so I feel like they're always around. Question 8 is, what is your favorite incense or smudge? My favorite smudge is Palo Santo, and incense is black copal. Question 9 is, have you ever had to clear a negative entity? No. I've had to clear negative energy, but not a negative entity. Nor do I think I want to. Not that I'm afraid of it, but no. Question 10 is, what is your favorite witch movie or TV show? Now, this is difficult. Like old school, new school, TV, movie, all of it. Doesn't matter. All of it. All of it. I guess that's the best way to describe it. All of it. Question 11 is, what do you do to raise the energy for spell work? All of it. Sorry, that seems to be my stock answer, but your spell starts the minute you decide to do a spell. Like that. There it is. There's the energy. It's starting. You're going to go pull books out. You're going to research. You're going to get in that mindset. You're going to pull herbs down off the shelf, oils, maybe make an oil. Maybe you got to make a trip to the graveyard. You got to call Mr. Rogue Witch and say, hey, could you come to the graveyard with me tonight? And there's a caper and it's on. Yeah. All of that raises the energy and gets it moving and gets it percolating. By the time you're set in sacred space, you're off to the races. You're doing your thing. You're raising the energy. So it's momentum, and it starts building from the moment that spark goes off in your head. Question 12 is, do you see yourself helping others magically? Every day. We run a shop in Highland Falls, New York. So yeah, I'm a Reiki master, sound therapist. I read tarot cards. My partner is a Reiki master. She does body art, henna body art. We make intention jewelry. We help people magically all day long. Question 13 is, what is your preferred method of divination? Tarot cards. It's my gateway to the other side, to my guides. It's like nothing else. I've tried other things. I've learned to make runes. I enchanted them. I took a 6-week course in them. I use them in my candle workings. Like I like to use runes when I carve candles because you can say a lot with a little bit of a symbol. I'm drawn to the runes. I just don't read them. I don't connect that way through them. So my form of divination is tarot cards. I have been told by other readers that I use the cards as a crutch. I get told the same thing in readings all the time, which is why I don't get readings often, because it seems to me that they sort of tell me the exact same thing. And I'm not saying that anybody's incorrect. I'm just saying that they all build on one another, and they seem to all just validate the other one by telling me. And that's one thing that I keep getting told a lot, is that I use the cards as a crutch. Question 14 is an interesting question to me, is what element do you work with most? I've never thought about that. You know, if you want something fast and you're working with fire, you want to bury something and you're working with earth. I don't see which one I work with most. I happen to have a weird OCD where I like spells to use all of them. I like all bases covered. That's a hard question for me to answer. Question 15 is, if you were to have a party, which YouTube witches would you invite? This question, it's giving me anxiety, this question, because I don't know who I wouldn't invite. Like, if I was going to have a YouTube party and invite the YouTube witches, I don't know who I would not invite. That's a shorter list, actually, than who I would invite. Yeah, that's a shorter list. I mean, the fabulous Miss RavenFlower, who I'm going to speak with on May 23rd and have a live chat with. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to that. I can't wait to pick her brain on a million things. Like, how the fuck does she have time to do all the things that she has time to do? It's like, is there 13 days in her week? I don't know how one little witch does all of this stuff. I can barely get a video out in a month, let alone as prolific as she is. And the stuff that she does and all the people she talks to. And I'm, again, in utter awe of it. She really is magic. Yeah, so I can't wait to talk to her about that. The fabulous Magnolia Soul, whose book is in my shop, flying off the shelves like hotcakes. It's fantastic to connect to a witch who's in England. I find that fascinating. The Sea Priestess also. What Magnolia Soul posted the other day, this is as a matter of fact, as she posts it, that there was a picture of the full moon over Stonehenge, and she was like, oh, maybe I should have driven down to see that maybe next month. Driven down. I said, are you close enough to fucking Stonehenge to just drive down? How do you understand what that does to the rest of us in, across the pond? And she showed me a map. It's an hour from her house. And then there's the fabulous Sea Priestess, who I love. Joey Morris, who I love. I love connecting with other witches in other continents. Fantastic. Amber Honeyraven, Athena Beth Black. The Pagan Scholar makes me laugh out loud in bed while my husband's sound asleep, and I'll just start chuckling. Like, it's JT the Psychic. I don't know who else I could just go on. Like I said, the list of who I wouldn't invite is honestly shorter, because I would love to pick the brains of these witches about the amazing things that they do and have going on. Yeah. So that's the answer to that question. So the last question is, what are your witchy goals for the year? And since this was 2016, my goal was to open a shop, which I did. And now my goal is to keep it floating, be successful. I would like to have more workshops. I would like to have maybe somebody there so I don't have to be there as much. Maybe I can make enough money to pay somebody to be there, and then I can really be off doing many more fabulous things. Another goal my partner and I have is to start a summer solstice festival in our area. It seems to be a festival for a lot of things, and we want summer solstice. So that's another goal. We're gonna start working on that this year. So that is the 16 question witchy tag for 2016. I know it's 2017. It's May. I know it's 2017, but that's the fabulous Miss RavenFlower who sent that to me. And we will be chatting May 23rd. So tune into that on her channel. And as always, you guys go get your witch on. Bye.